the fact that this is national news and is really talking about this, getting their think pieces off.
Caitlin Clark's drawing eyes to that, and that's fine. But y'all don't have to keep acting as if everybody needs to treat her like the golden girl, man.
So the women's basketball Olympic team has been announced, and it has come with some just issues, complications, all these different things. But what has been surprising that's had a lot of people, not be upset with this or maybe be rightfully okay with this is the fact that there's one young white girl that is not on this team. Do y'all know who that young white girl is?
Kate Martin?
Is it
Cameron Brink?
Is it what's her name? Margot Robbie?
Yeah. Stop.
Yo, you're sick, bro.
It is America's sweetheart, Caitlin Clark. Aficia Collier, Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray, who is hurt, Brittany Griner, Sabrina Ionescu, Jewel Lloyd, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, and Jackie Young all made it. There's also a 3v3 team. Haley Van Lith made it. Cameron Brink made it. So they did.
Oh, that's the team that they made. Okay.
Yeah. There's some white representation. But people are upset that Caitlin Clark is not on the team. Specifically Stephen A. Because, he always has something to say. This is hot take or hot ass. We got
a woman's man for real. He's the rep.
Oh, brother. It's
for the people.
Liar. He's always been a liar. All right, here we go. This is Stephen A. Smith.
This is about what I personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball. How dare you make this decision? It's stupid. And I'm going to tell you why it's stupid. I want all the ladies on this squad to know every single one of y'all are deserving of it. Caitlin Clark does not deserve a spot ahead of any of the players on this roster, okay? If we're talking just basketball, we're not. We're not. Let's harken back to the Dream Team in 1992. Remember when Christian Laettner was on that squad? Forget the other pro players. Forget the pro players. That's a given. First time NBA players were allowed to participate. Don't put that damn screen up when I'm talking right now. I want to see Shanae. Okay.
Damn.
Those rosters, right? Those players were on there. Do you know that Christian Laettner also was chosen ahead of Shaquille O'Neal and Alonzo Mourning? You know why? He was a two-time national champion. He was a Wooden Award winner. And he was white. And he had his own cachet. He brought it to the table. He was a big-time collegiate player.
He was him.
He was white and busting people's you-know-what. They couldn't miss, and they didn't need him. You had Jordan. You had Magic. You had everybody, and you still picked that dude. Why? It wasn't because of basketball, even though he had the basketball credentials. It was because of something else, and they didn't need the palm. But the WNBA does.
White. Okay.
He was white.
He was white.
He was white. It's hilarious. I gotta admit it.
He goes on to say it was a stupid decision because it compromises what your ultimate goal is, which is to elevate the WNBA brand. How could you be that idiotic and not make that call when throughout history, Team USA has been in part about marketing? It's dumb, period. White. He goes on to scream white 6 more times. Is this hot
Really?
take? No, he's not.
My bad.
It's believable. Is this a hot take, or hot ass take?
Please let me start. This shit is ass. This whole discourse is ass. The fact that this is national fucking news and niggas is really talking about this, getting their think pieces off, is ass. And this is pissing me off. I don't understand. I do understand it. Matter of fact, I have realized what it is about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has something that 99% of the rest of the women in the WNBA don't got.
Whiteness.
Aura.
The MAGA fan base. I promise you, the ability to have anything happen to you, your name, anything, in the amount of motherfuckers who don't even watch the sport nor care. They stop talking about Joe Biden sucks. Look at Hunter Biden. They stop talking about Trump 2024 or 20 whatever. They stopped talking about government assistance. Get them out of here. They stopped talking about the wall, and they say, you know what? I see white woman in an Iowa jersey. Get these monkeys away from her. Every time. No one else has that. Angel Reese don't got it. Cardoza don't got it. Asia Wilson don't got it. No one else has that power. That shit is incredible. And the fact that this nigga Stephen A. Smith gets on TV and gets the tap dancing in front of America over some dumbass shit like Caitlin Clark not being on the Olympic roster is what's wrong with the modern media today. You niggas suck at your job. Y'all, it needs to be a media reform. Niggas need to strike and go boycott and go on strike. This shit is done. The next time I see this nigga Stephen A get up there in his monkey suit or his Givenchy fucking V-neck open sweater and
what you wearing today? Because it wasn't a suit. It was a.
It was like a. I don't want to say a flannel. It was like a very. It was a loose shirt.
Yeah, like a Hawaii motherfucker. Like
a very chill shirt.
It's a different.
You live in Boston, bro. The weather out here is not Hawaii shirt weather, bro. I'm sorry. It's been raining. Like, fuck you wearing a Hawaii shirt in Boston for? What the fuck? Next to Faneuil Hall. What?
So let me ask this to like Sage or B Souls. Is this a dumb play for them to keep Caitlin Clark off the roster? Because I do have people rewriting history on the timeline, and I'll talk about that in a second. But do y'all think that they needed this sort of publicity on an international scale for Caitlin Clark to be playing?
So for me, I'm gonna be blunt. I knew this was going to be on the pod. And they didn't even like have to check, didn't have to ask. I knew this was going to be on the pod. And for a while, I was ready to turn heel and say that this actually is hot take. But the more I thought on it, nah, it's objectively hot ass. And to answer your question directly, sure, but not this way. And the reason what I mean by not this way is I'm tired of two things going on with WNBA discourse. Three things. One, we're never talking about the sport. Two, we're not listening to the women in the sport that have been there. But three, most importantly, this card that we understand it's wrong, but you need to do it for clout. That's what I'm starting to see a pattern with these Caitlin Clark conversations. That, hey, we know it's wrong to just let somebody score, but do it because it's Caitlin Clark. Hey, we know it's wrong if she was on the team, but do it because it's Caitlin Clark. I gotta concede, and maybe even in past arguments, if you got a gotcha for me, I don't give a fuck. It's today. And today, I'm telling you, dog, I'm starting to see a pattern that I'm not fucking with when it comes to this public discourse around Caitlin Clark. I can even understand from pure business, clicks, thumbnails, titles, that's the industry we know, let alone just marketing, sure. It is easier to draw more eyes to the all Team USA team or whatever for the WNBA. I butchered the shit out of that. If you put Caitlin Clark on the team. However, I think that is just like dishonest. Like, you know that she's not worthy of it. Hell, you open your segment saying that she doesn't deserve to be on the roster, bro. We don't need to do this Superman shit just to force Caitlin Clark down everybody's fucking brain, bro. Let the product play out. Caitlin Clark's drawing eyes to that, and that's fine. But y'all don't have to keep acting as if everybody needs to treat her like the golden girl, man. Come on, bro.
I do want to pose this for B Souls. And let me say this. I do agree with Sage because at some point I'm off the bandwagon. Nah, it's not gonna sound crazy. Supporting the women who are complicit with going on these platforms. The Lexi Browns of the world, who every time she's not on the show, Gil and them be like, all right, good, this bitch is gone. Let's disrespect the WNBA. Well, even when she's on, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that's what they be saying. And then Stephen A. Smith be disrespecting them. Yo, start a YouTube channel, gang. Please, for the love of God. It'll fare so much better. Guys, the NBA playoffs are heating up. And I am excited to bring to you Prize Picks, the best way to play daily fantasy sports. All you're going to do is download the app, go to the website, and then you're going to select your players and make some picks. I'm going to go Evan Mobley, more on points, easy one. And I'm going to go Devin Booker, less on his PRA. I'm going to put some money in, $1 million. I'm going to go ahead and hit place entry.
And if you use code LKIB, Prize Picks will match up to 100% on your first deposit up to $100.
Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this episode. But Bezos commented on this tweet right here that I wanted to bring up and, just hear some of the statements and sentiments of him, because he tweeted about it and I wanted to elaborate. Team USA veterans were concerned about how Clark's millions of fans will react to her likely limited playing time on a stacked Olympic roster. Quote, 2 other sources, both longtime U.S. basketball veterans with decades of experience, is Diana Taurasi, in the women's game, told USA Today Sports Friday that concern over how Clark's millions of fans would react to what would likely be limited playing time on a stacked roster was a factor in the decision-making. If true, that would be an extraordinary admission of tension that the multi-million-dollar sensation who signs autographs for dozens of children before and after every game has caused for the old guard of women's basketball. The 2 people spoke on condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the matter.
Which they should. Oh, my fault. Go ahead, so my bad.
So I was just about to say, I think this whole situation is another example of just why people are frustrated when it comes to the Caitlin Clark discourse. Honestly, it has nothing to do with her directly. I've seen people make the case. It's more so like the fans and the entitlement to certain shit and cutting the line. When I saw the original roster, I looked at the roster and said, these players are just better than her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with the way that they selected, but I will say that tweet right there kind of threw a wedge in it for me in the terms of, if she didn't get selected just off of basketball reasons alone, cool, that's fine. If you don't think Caitlin Clark deserved to make it onto the team because all 12 of those players are better, that's fine. But the report the tweet that Omar just showed, and maybe I just misinterpreted it, and that's why I asked on the timeline, is that an admission of she is not on the team not because of her basketball skills, not because of how good she is in basketball? Is that an admission of, oh, we just don't want the toxicity around the conversation? And I feel like if that's why she got snubbed, she kind of got hoed. That's all I'm saying. I feel like she kind of got hoed.
I don't think she got hoed. And I was about to say, I'm definitely on the counter of that one. I don't think she got hoed. You have toxic fucking fans, and people don't have to deal with that if they don't have to. You got to deal with that shit in the season because you got to play the Fever. The Fever got to play. You're going to play Indiana. That's fine. She does not have to be on the Olympic roster, A, because of experience, B, because they select who's on this team. And they have the right to say, if you're going to have fucking millions of people harassing, cooning around, they don't have to deal with that. Recently, they just had that post of the Kennedy Chandler girl and the rest of the sky saying how they was harassed by old boy Paparazzo or whatever it was. Now, I'm not about to sit here and tell whoever, if you feel harassed, you feel harassed. I'm not going to sit here and say what harassment is, but all it was a nigga trying to get answers for Caitlin Clark, and that was one fan, and they ain't like that from one nigga. Now imagine legions of these people. The game she just played, I'm looking in the crowd, and I'm like, damn, it's a lot of dark spots. Those dark spots are niggas in Caitlin Clark 22 shirts. And I'm like, God damn, it's a lot of these motherfuckers out here.
Black hoods, me. Whoa.
No. They might as well. Those might as well be black hoods. Because ain't gonna lie, that's how they moving. So imagine a legion of motherfuckers in black hoods. Hey, Diana, hey, the fuck is that? Huh? Come, hey, ski! What the hell? Like, I don't think anybody wants to.
This nigga bored. Nah, he bored for that. But I
don't think anybody wants to deal with that shit. I really don't. And I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'll also add that we don't even have to use the direct clip for Stephen A specifically that you just used. Stephen A. A couple of pods ago when we discussed when he had his like crash out moment on TV with Miss Monica, I ain't gonna cap. I remember writing down, and I have it right here. Stephen A.'s general point was some people are jealous of Caitlin Clark, and they need to use her momentum that she's built versus hate on it. But like that's damn near verbatim what he says. And we're talking about a grown adult woman just getting used. Like even in support of Caitlin Clark, it's like, bro, we're treating her, and someone in the chat said it better than I would have. We're treating her like a marketing tool, bro. This is a human being. This is an actual. This is an actual human being. She does not need to be purely just for marketing and only marketing, dog. There should not. These conversations shouldn't just be, oh yeah, how can Caitlin Clark put on X, Y, and Z or put on the entire product, bro? Let her hoop. And if she's not qualified to hoop for certain things, then that's it.
Well, hold on now, Sage, because Stephen A. would have a problem with
what Stephen A. said?
No, what you just said, because he came on and. So I'm sorry. Somebody tried to give him that, same kind of mentality or conversation, but he crashed out again just a little bit, not as big.
Andrea, I strongly you rethink such positions, especially when it comes to you, because marketing matters. It's how you get paid. If you don't know that,
okay.
You better hear me and hear me good. I am telling you right now, you are going to be underpaid for the rest of what I believe will be an illustrious career, unless you get your mind right about that marketing. It matters. It matters. Janae, you know I'm right.
I hear you.
You know I'm right.
I hear you, Stephen A., but I will not sacrifice my basketball knowledge and my integrity in terms of the game for marketing. My marketing is doing just fine. And if it has to grow a little bit slower to hold on.
Team USA has. We've had ample
the basketball
perspective in the past. Yeah. Excuse me.
And maybe they're not trying to do it this.
They got to get them in the studio. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for the love of God, fix that delay, bro. Like,
well, just because it's so heated and passionate, they need to.
You can't have passionate debates with a fucking delay. But yeah, I mean, again, and someone in chat was talking about she is a marketing tool, hence the contract. Nobody's saying it's irrelevant. Like, there's obviously a middle ground in terms of being a marketable player. However, when we're getting to lines of literal integrity or damn near a simple base code of ethics, that's where I think everyone is missing the mark, whether you're all the way pro Caitlin or all the way anti Caitlin. Dog, just let her hoop and she will get what she deserves. If her hoops does not warrant what is this, Team USA team? Then it did not warrant a Team USA team. And let's leave it at that. We don't have to do this using of Caitlin Clark, this roll out the red carpet of Caitlin Clark. Dog, let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. Is anyone talking about that? What has Caitlin said about this? Like, goddamn, bro.
I just find it super.
Out a beast. Go ahead,
I just find it super nasty about Stephen A. to act like the only way they can get marketed is if Caitlin Clark is on the team. Like, he doesn't have the power to talk about them and broadcast them on their journey throughout these Olympic Games. That's super nasty to sit there and say, and I'm losing respect for Stephen A. more and more each time I see a clip, which is crazy. To have respect for Stephen A. in 2024. I'm losing it.
Can I show you another clip? Because
damn.
Another clip.
So this is him being called out about coverage on women's sports as a whole. And again,
Stephen A.
Right, man.
No.
If you're thinking about that marathon, then don't be holding people accountable for not promoting the sport more. Oh, no, don't do that. Can't have it both ways. If you're thinking about the marathon, we got to slow walk it, right? We got to slow walk. We got to crawl before we walk, right? We got incremental steps and improvement, right? All right. You can't sit up. Let me be careful now. Because we're not being.
He's saying if we got to slow walk this, if it's a marathon as opposed to a sprint, then don't try to hold nobody accountable for covering the sport of basketball. Specifically speaking to him.
Stephen A., what'd you just say last week when we were on the show together? What'd you just say about Asia Wilson? What were your words about Asia Wilson? that she was the
I
most
think she's the
marketable
gold
player in the
standard.
sport.
She's,
You
I think,
said
I
that.
think she's the gold standard.
You
I think
said
she's the
that.
gold
So when
standard.
this Olympics
She's the
comes
gold
up,
standard.
we should have first take segments. We should have first take segments on what Asia Wilson does in the Olympics, and then people will watch because you say it. Because you already said that about Asia. So we're already going to talk about the Olympics.
No, that's how TV works.
Hold on.
Commercial break. We can come to
That's
it
not how
after the
TV
break.
works.
Oh, now we need a commercial break, huh, Molly?
Guys, let me just go to commercial break.
Man, they got to get them in the studio. Yeah, Damo. I mean, that's what you asked for, right?
That was a fantastic point from that woman. I'm
Facts.
gonna just throw that out there. That was a fantastic point. I will not let that get swept under the rug.
And you see how they start throwing bail? And you see how they start throwing bail immediately?
Put it this
That's
way,
how TV
guys.
works.
Yeah, put it this way, guys. Jokic, perfect analogy. Nikola Jokic, best player in the world for some people in 2021, 2022. Now imagine if these niggas said, "Yo, but we can't talk about him. He's not Luka. he's just not Curry, huh? What? What do you mean? Like, let's talk about the Nuggets. Let's talk about the series. Let's do it." So, nah, that's beautiful point. Beautiful point.